And we're back with comic book forum. Continue.
So and finally, like he just comes back, like he finally accepts the Hulk, and then the Hulk finally accepts Bruce, so they like became one. So he can control when to transform, how long he transforms. Crazy. So all of a sudden, he's fighting. He united the people. He moved the continent by himself.
For he is Hulk.
He moved. Yo, seriously, like the continent was split in like the whole town and shit. So he jumped in there, grabbed a piece of chunk of the land, and everybody was just like, feel the anger, blah blah blah, whatever. And all you see him go. Whoosh.
So that's like some type of ifrit.
He can move the world.
Some type of
For he is Hulk.
Wow.
For he is Hulk. So
Family Guy was right. Hulk is Jesus. Come back.
I'm telling you. I'm telling you. So he united the planet and all that crazy shit because it was like 5 different races, like 10 different races or whatever. And he became king. And he finally got a wife. He married this very attractive alien chick. I'm surprised. She was gray and all that crazy shit. It was like if you want to compare it to something, like Zelda, the shadow people.
Yeah.
He married one of his shadow people. And so he's like chilling and whatever. He's seen the sunrise. They made love and crazy. Hi. I haven't seen you in a minute.
Yeah, school stuff.
I believe you.
No, seriously, that stuff is too crazy.
Yeah, man.
Oh, y'all guys are recording or something?
Yeah,
Oh,
we
sorry. Okay, sorry, bye.
Let's go. We welcome the interruption.
Interruptions again.
Can I be a sign on the door saying recording in
Nah.
progress? Something?
It's fun with these interruptions.
Oh, okay.
So finally, this is World War Hulk. Now this is Planet Hulk. Now the segue to World War Hulk is he's rising up and whatever, and and his wife is telling him, oh, she's pregnant. So the Hulk is gonna have a kid. So finally,
Babies.
green gray babies. We don't know, man. Maybe some extra fusion. Who knows? So finally, the ship that the Hulk was in reactivated itself, and like it replayed the message of, oh, it was Doctor Strange and the Hulk and all these people, and all of a sudden, like the thing that jumped him, like the device of the transportation, went nuclear. So it destroyed about 25% of the Hulk's kingdom and his wife and kid, well, unborn child.
In other words,
they
Hulk smash.
screwed him over even from millions
Of light years away.
So he was like, well, get rid of me, whatever.
Yeah, the
And then
Hulk,
he was just
like, and the funny thing is, the Hulk was happy. He was not gonna return to Earth. He was gonna stay on that planet. No, 75% of his fucking kingdom got destroyed.
Oh, you said 25%.
No, 75. I said there's
Dang.
25% left.
Left? Yeah.
So the Hulk was like, all right, son.
So his wife
I'm
is dead,
pissed.
right?
My wife is dead. Yeah, he's
Yeah.
like, I'm pissed now. So there's only about 4 people that I really, really want to kill. You know what? Fuck it. Earth has to pay. And then he rallied his people. They're on a ship. And all you see is the Hulk on top of the ship with his crown and like an armor right on his shield. Yes. He can hold the sword and use it. That's one thing you never want to see in your life.
they're like, oh
Hulk.
god, bare hands. Now he's got a sword.
So on Earth, meanwhile, when this dude is going through the galaxy right now, going to Earth, on Earth, there's this really, 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 really smart kid, right? And he got saved by the Hulk once. So he's been all his life trying to figure out where he is and all that crazy shit. So finally, he goes into one of Bruce Banner's old laboratories, and he's like cracking codes and shit like that. And he, which was surprisingly, hacked into Mr. Fantastic's computer. Even though Mr. Fantastic is like the smartest dude on the motherfucking planet. And he called him. And he called him like,
What's up?
oh, you can be here.
We talking
I was
comics.
about to say, I was like,
What kind of comic?
I'm talking to Hulk by now. I'm on the Incredible Hulk. Right now.
Smash! Oh, I'm sorry.
So
Yeah.
dude calls Mr. Fantastic, and he was like, he was talking about the
Yeah,
Hulk or whatever,
Hulk.
and then Mr. Fantastic was like, oh, there's something we had to do because he was a danger to himself. And he was like, haven't you noticed that the Hulk have saved the Earth more times than you have? And the only reason why he was so destructive because you tried to interfere with him
Yeah.
and all that crazy stuff. And like, so Mr. Fantastic, like, you don't know what we had to sacrifice. Bruce Banner was my friend. I didn't really want to do it, but it was a necessary thing. So all you see is,
I know how to kill it with one
all of a sudden the kid is still hacking. He was like, wait a minute, you didn't imprison him. He's not even on the planet. So Mr. Fantastic's like, okay, we're gonna go over there and find you. And then the kid bounced. So all you see is Mr. Fantastic, he was about to leave, and then he gets a phone call from Tony. And Tony was like, and Mr. Fantastic was like, no, there's this kid, whatever. There was a breach into one of Bruce's little laboratories, blah 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 blah. And he knows that we sent him outer space. And then Tony was like, okay, that's all good, but we have a problem. And he was like, why? The Hulk is coming back, and he's got friends.
Big friends.
Yes, big, crazy, scary alien type friends. So the Hulk is coming. These people are like having a worldwide panic right now. So finally, the Hulk is by the moon, and then the dude Black Bolt. He's if for those who don't know who Black Bolt is, he's the character. He has like Superman's powers, somewhat, whatever. He's like super strong, super whatever. But the problem is he can't talk, because if he talks, he'll unravel the universe. Seriously, like he talks, reality is done. So Black Bolt intercepts him, knocks him into the moon. So all of a sudden, the Hulk is fighting Black Bolt on the moon, and the Hulk is like, "Listen, my fight's not with you. I just came for these people." And he was like, "I can't let you do that." Well, you know, his psychic mind, whatever, was telling him, "I can't let you do that." Blah 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 blah. So the Hulk was like, "All right, if you're not gonna let me go through, I'm gonna go through you." Fought. Yo, like Black Bolt was just like getting his ass whooped. And then finally, the Hulk was like, "All right, just do it. You know you want to. Yell at me. I'm gonna hear you scream. I want you to scream like a little pig. Like this is like evil Hulk." And then finally, Black Bolt grunted at him. He actually said, "Ugh," and then it's like this big seismic shockwave, whatever energy, hit the Hulk. It sent them flying like a good while. And then Black Bolt thought he won because nobody can take a whisper, so they gave him a grunt. So he's breathing heavily, and all you see is the Hulk come back from the shadow, grab the dude in the neck, and break his jaw.
Talk now.
And then the Black Bolt, like he's just down there, whatever. And then finally, the Hulk jumped from the moon to Earth, and New York is gone now. So he's fighting, whatever. Like, and that's the intro to World War Hulk. He just goes around fucking every superhero on the planet. You know how Mr. Fantastic has no like limit to his like stretchability?
Oh really?
The Hulk stretched him out to his limit. Like dude just said, "Oh, you really want to stretch?" What? Like he can't go back to like normal size.
Oh.
I was like,
How did it end?
I haven't read the ending because like I segue when he was ripping apart Tony's armor.
Damn.
That's where I ended, but they made it into a DVD. They made it to a DVD. So when I saw this, I'm like, oh, I get to see the rest. Like it's crazy.
Wait, so all this you just explained, that's World War Hulk?
That's
that
like
you read?
Yeah, and then the Red Hulk is like after World War Hulk,
Oh, okay.
which is funny. A Hulk that knows jujitsu.
Oh
They
God.
can hold a gun.
Okay, that's I kind of accept that, but I'll check it out.
Yeah, like the Red Hulk that can hold a gun and
This
knows
is why I
jujitsu,
was-
and it's not Bruce Banner.
This is why I was surprised when I was like, how did Disney buy a Marvel? What the hell happened?
I mean, Disney wants to like expand its teenage.
Disney really
Which they've been
does.
doing over the decade with the whole Pirates of the Caribbean. But
Well, which
Yeah,
is a smart
but
move. It was a
aside
smart
from
move,
that-
but for something that they want to.
Disney has said that they're not gonna mess with Marvel's writing.
Yeah, they just want the they just
they
want the name.
just want the money, and they're funding a lot of Marvel stuff. So Marvel's like, okay, we get money, so we can do our crazy projects now.
because
So I mean, it's
most like
but-
Marvel in itself
but
wasn't gonna touch on many
see-
things.
See, Jim just gave us World War Hulk. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you Blackest Night.
Woo! I'm sorry.
DC.
Yes, this is the DC universe.
this
Like,
is
alright.
comics.
This is
Comics.
this is a fanboy takeover. I guess not anime fanboy anymore. A bunch of comic people
No,
that just
we'll
run it.
touch manga. We'll go to manga. We'll talk about manga in a minute.
There's some manga.
We'll go to some manga.
We'll back it up.
But
But,
the thing, our repertoire is not only just mangas. We actually go into the American generalized comic books.
Yeah.
Now, Marvel and DC has been fighting each other for a while, but then they decided to say, fuck it, let's just let bygones be bygones.
Yeah.
So, like, all of a sudden, they're, like, cross-referencing each other. Like, the Phoenix Force is not a copyrighted power. So, it can be in Marvel and DC. Like, the whole Phoenix. Superman had the Phoenix. Yes, folks, Superman had the Phoenix.